All right, let's layer in the drums. Bring in the strings. Bring in the flutes. And that's it. Composing gloves here, and today we're checking out the modern Bodhran by LibreWave. It is a frame drum, a Celtic frame drum. I'm not a frame drum player, but I like detailed instruments. So let's take a look here. What you've just heard, by the way, is whatever we're going to make in this video. I figure let's get a hands-on approach. Let's write something with it. So we're just going to write a line with it and show you the library. So if we click on it, we'll go through in here. We have 4 drums. There are differences. They're different drums, and they have different patches. There's really 2 patches if you're going to be working with it the way I'm going to work with it that we really care about. They are the down up patch and the auto down up. I'm going to go with auto down up. And the difference is here we have the different ways to hit the drum, and then they've been spread across a few keys. So we have some additional pitches. So that's what's going on there. And that is in the auto down up. This controls the stick direction automatically, and you can pick like a time signature and it will do different patterns. Really cool. If you want something more specific, you can go for spread down up, and there'll be the down on one side and the up on the other, and you can alternate between them. And then the drums each have these different options on how the drums were hit. And there are a bunch of mic options, and something that might go unnoticed at first glance. There are actually more channels than just the ones here. So there's the stereo mix, but then there are the other channels over here. So there's actually more mics. There's 5 in total, but you only see 3 at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to auto because that's the one I intend to use. And just to give you a quick tour, this is what the different hits sound like. That's it. And then we also have some, oh, they're up here. I'm actually not sure what these do. We've got some rim shots. Pretty cool. And then over here, we're able to select the different sticks. And I'm not sure what C1 does either. It's not come up for me. I've been basically able to do what I want to do this way. So that's the hot rod. Here is the tipper. But in order to show this a little more obviously, let's come in here and write them in. All right, cool. So here is the hot rod. Here's tipper and brush. And that is the differences here. I'm going to start out on hot rod, and then we'll change them out as is necessary. And we'll use the key switches if we need to. There's a couple obvious things that I'm not going to go over, like what an envelope is and what the velocity is, stuff like that. But something that is pretty cool is the ease with which you can select your outputs. So you can just pick your output, and if we come up to an FL, to the wrench, or where is it? To the plug with the gear, and then go over to processing, we can auto map our outputs, and this will make it so that these will go automatically to the right spots. I think we might have to fiddle with this a little more, but we can actually process different mics like separately from other ones. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on just for the moment. And let's name this. This is loaded up in the Rhapsody player. And just a quick guide on installing this thing. Basically what you do is you go to where you can pick your presets, and you click on the plus icon for adding a library. And then it'll ask you for the specific file, and then you go ahead and point it at one of these files, and it will find everything from that. So just when you download it, you just put it somewhere, and then you click, and then that's it. So pretty straightforward, pretty fast. And then, you know, that's it. It's actually really nice and really smooth. So let's go ahead and dive in and actually write something. I'm going to combine it with sort of an EDM-esque kind of a thing, because I don't write a lot of traditional Celtic music. So this is going to be a little bit more in my wheelhouse. So it'll be sort of a spin on things. I like these low notes. And let's keep the interface on screen just while we're doing this, because you know it'll be kind of handy. We'll have our piano roll over here. What I'm picturing is, you know, something where we have a hit and then we end the hit off something. Yeah, that's a good one. And then like sort of a quick one. And then maybe a high. Yeah, and then we'll repeat this. And we'll call that our first rhythm. And when I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of just sort of a few things. There's usually, if you ever like tap out a phrase or something, I tend to just think of a rhythm in my head and then try to get something similar. There's like a few sort of guiding principles that I think generally produce pretty good rhythms. Normally, if you have a long note, it's often nice to have it be capped off by something. So here we've got a hit, and then you know this is sort of just the end of this hit. It's a way of sort of accenting the end of it. And then I look for things that happen, you know, directly on the beat, and then little runs that lead to either the halfway point or the next beat. Generally tend to work out pretty good. And every now and then you want to do a delay of expectations. So we might do like a triplet, like a arranged triplet thing here or something. I don't know. Where this happens. Maybe we get rid of that. This, I mean, I don't think this will work as great right here because this is a repetition of this idea. So I think it'll be a bit stronger of a line this way, but this could be cool. I don't know. See, and this is like a borrowed time kind of thing. So I'm not going to do that particular idea. I like how this is just an echo of this. Oops, let's keep going. There we go. And then we'll do this again. And then on the next time, we'll have it be something entirely unique. Right here, we'll maybe vary the drum. So we'll keep the low hit. Gotta listen to it from the beginning, get a vibe for it, you know? Use some of those pitches. There we go. You know, some sort of a fill. And I really like just how easy it is to kind of do this because you can see you just write it in and you go, there it is. There's 5 things to pick from. So it's not like you're playing the find the note game here, and having the ability to have like a high note go to a low note is very nice. So let's put this in and let's really quick experiment with some of the sounds we can get out of this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the stereo mix. And these power buttons are more than just like turning off the volume. They actually unload the samples. It's what's called purging. It purges these samples being loaded in the RAM. So our RAM usage will actually go down. The stereo mix, I can't remember if this is like a unique thing or if this is like all the other mics combined. I think it's a unique thing. Yeah. So this will come through. So you can see our RAM usage just increased a little bit when we were doing things. So let's go ahead and just go for all the back mics. So this is like one side of the drum. I believe it's where the hand goes. So we'll just do the 2 back mics. And then we'll do just the front mics. Oops, did I skip a back mic? Oh, there's another back mic I missed. Very nice. And we'll come over here and we will turn on the front mics. So super different. We also have expression and damping, which this is like just takes some of the high end off. So you can get a little, if you need to push it back in the mix, kind of a knob you'd go for. And then expression is like a way of moving through the samples that is better than just a volume automation. So there are also some other stuff I haven't mentioned is there's a ton of round robins. So, and there's actually a patch that lays out the round robins. So if you want to go after very specific, exactly repeated patterns, you can do it in that patch. Anyways, that's the hot rod. Let's check out the other two real quick, see if any of these stick out to us. I think the front mic, we're obviously going to mix them all in, but the front mic's a good demo of this. Here's the hot rod. And here's the brush. Oh, geez. I think I'm going to go with the brush. But do I have a rim shot? I think I have a rim shot. Do I have a rim shot somewhere in here? No. I never put one in. Yeah, we're totally going to go with brush. Let's bring in a back mic. Fill out the sound. Try the other. Yeah, both back mics. I think that's pretty cool. And now we could do some cool stuff with this because of the outputs, the way these work. So let's send this to 3-4. And let's send the other back mic to 3-4 as well. And we'll keep the other two on 1 and 2. And this will give us like a front and back perspective. And let's see if I can figure out how we're going to do this with FL here real quick. So we need to send this to a track first of all. So we will call this the Bodhran. And we'll color it orange or a dark golden, I guess. Sure, why not? And we'll take this and just send it somewhere. So this is the front, and this one is the back mic. Someone is at the door. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. So, okay, so we have our front, back. I'm thinking on the back, it would be interesting to just have some sort of like a soft clipper or something. In fact, let's grab also, and I think it'd be cool to verb it out. So let's go for the Pro R, and we'll just verb it out a bit. We'll bring it up close. And on the front, I take it back. Let's go for a transient shaper and bring the attack way up. I think we should make this even shorter. And we'll dial these back a bit. Okay, I'm really happy with where this is at. I'm going to go ahead and add in some drums hitting at the front, some additional drums that sort of fit EDM a little more. Okay, so I'm going for kind of a swing thing. I think it's going to work here. I'm liking the direction this is going. And we'll repeat, but on this one, we'll make this our fill. And this is how I like to do my drums. Usually separate patterns, make them unique as necessary. So for this, maybe we'll just add one in there and add an extra snare to make it extra filly. And right here, since we have this gap in the kick snare, I think we can maybe do something a little more interesting there. So I am going to do something a little more advanced and just automate on something right there. So we will grab maybe a wave shaper is the call. And we're going to do something where we really just sort of aggressively yank it up. Actually, you know what? A Maximus might be it. We'll try this first. So I'm going to automate this, and I'm not being organized at all with the clips, but whatever. And I'm just sort of going to ramp this up here and back down. Ooh, yeah. This might work well. Okay, so before, without this on the drum, it sounded like this. With it. This is kind of just like a volume ramp. We could also try just more aggressive things. But I think it's going to kind of wreck it. And we could also clip it a little higher so the gain isn't so. But then we're going to get more of a square thing. Yeah, something like that. I think that's pretty cool. And we're only doing that to the front. So this is really great because the library allows us to send them to separate channels. We can leave the back, which has the verb, on its own. So we get a much cleaner sound. If we were running this same idea with the reverb, we'd have to put the verb after and it would change the character of the verb a lot, but here it can stay exactly the same. Let's go ahead, let's get in like some chords or a bass line. I'm picturing maybe some basses down there doing something, maybe a cello. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna toss this thing in here. Affiliatus. Let's try that one. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna dig in the strings. Let's add in now. There's other instruments. One I've just recently obtained, so I'm interested to try it out. Is the emerald flute, which is this one right here. It looks like a pretty straightforward interface. One patch. Let's close this. But there's a lot of just things here. Like look at all this stuff. So and this is an instrument I've never used. I barely looked at the page. I was given this for free, so I'm just sort of checking it out. They have these like buzz. It's got some promise, right? So I feel like this could work here. Let's go for buzz, and let me see if I can come up with a cool phrase. I think the last note, we do want some sort of one of those like cooler flares. Yeah. Okay, things we need to do just to the sound in general. This definitely needs a verb. There's no way we can have it stay the way it is. Oh, something I didn't even mess with was expression. I'm not going to mess with that. I like the direction we're going already without the expression. So let's go ahead, let's move this over here. Let's also add actually for funsies, let's use the smart reverb and just like give it like a long time. And we'll have it do the learning thing. So give me just a sec. I like what it picked out. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar, this is the smart reverb. It's like a AI or a neural network or something. It looks at the audio and sort of picks the settings. And there's a lot of cool things you can do here with this. But I'm just going to use it to just set the verb and move on. So I actually really like what it did to the high end. So there you go. That's a little bit of composing with Bodhran. You saw we just get going, get a rhythm up, and then it was like really easy to get some inspiration to write some other stuff. So by itself, this is just Bodhran. Oh, let's have the automation on. All right, let's layer in the drums. Bring in the strings. And that's it. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. There'll be a link in the description to this instrument. And have a blessed day.